How to guarantee your retirement unhappiness? Answer: believe the media. You see, we know that real life pornography represents something in our imagination that the mind may want, but it's not reality. And this is the same driving principle that moves the media to continually communicate that the real way to be financially successful is to learn about hot stocks and day trades and insinuate that we should all just chase returns. Okay, and the purpose of this video is to prepare you for what has already been happening to you, but it's going to increasingly happen, especially when the day comes that you have to trust your money for the rest of your life. Okay, and if you're not careful, you'll end up falling into the trap that the Dalbar study talks about every single year. So the answer is simple: stay committed to your disciplined approach. Okay, so that's the spoiler alert. Stay committed to your disciplined approach. But allow me to point something out for you. Okay, your happiest day with a new advisor is day one, and it's guaranteed to go downhill from there. So it's always guaranteed to go downhill. It doesn't matter who your advisor is. You could have the best advisor available to all mankind, and this would still be true for you. Okay, and the reason for this is the fault of the media. You see, virtually every professional knows that picking stocks has very little to do with a retiree's success, and yet we all have a worldview, thanks to the media, that keeping up with the next hot thing is very important. So this is very similar to the imaginary world of pornography. So pardon the use of strong imagery, but is it okay if I'm serious about your money? So commonly accepted academic studies show that less than 10% of a retiree's success can be attributed to picking the right stocks and chasing returns. And yet, do we see only 10% of that kind of information in the headlines? No. We see 90 to 100% of the financial news insinuating the next hot stock. So this is an insanity, and I hope you can recognize it. By the way, this is who is forming the opinion of your best friend and your neighbor, the very same person that's going to make you feel uncomfortable about whatever decision you've made. It doesn't matter what you've done, okay? So the reason for the growing unhappiness is that it is 100% certain that we can always find a better portfolio in hindsight. And we can never tell which portfolio is going to be best in the upcoming year. So a very logical example is if you show me a portfolio that outperformed yours last year, I'll show you 3 more that outperformed that one. And now tell me which one of those 4 portfolios are going to have the best 4 or 5 years moving forward. So I'm going to say something a few times. Every professional knows that there's no statistical evidence of persistence of performance. Again, I'll say it. There's no statistical evidence of persistence of performance, but there is evidence that you can improve your lifetime return by staying committed to a disciplined approach. So there is evidence of that, as provided by the Dalbar report, that a family can beat their neighbor's lifetime performance by staying committed to their personal plan, okay? A very personal, comprehensive plan. So your portfolio needs to be specifically designed for you and your needs. So the solution is just recognizing that this is true every time you hear your friend or neighbor or the television roll out the deception. So if you want to skip the honeymoon phase with your advisor, determine now that you're a disciplined investor with a specialized plan. And if you don't feel like you're keeping up with your neighbor or the media, try this. Go and read a financial book on planning or a book on financial planning instead of the headlines. Okay, that'll help. So if you need help with your plan, I dedicate time each week to answering questions via my blog at stonebridgetx.com. So send me your questions and thoughts. And the moral of the story is to stay committed to your plan and don't compare yourself to your neighbor.